Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle the complex world of custom manufacturing and make it simple. We are going to break down how you can take any idea from a simple quote all the way to cash in your hand and do it with total precision and, most importantly, profitability.
Just think about that for a second. For so many manufacturers, pricing a custom job is a total headache, right? It's this messy combination of gut feelings, crazy spreadsheets, and just guesswork based on what you charged last time. But what if there was a much better way?
All right, let's dive right into the puzzle itself. The real challenge with custom manufacturing is that pretty much no two jobs are ever the same. The whole process is full of moving parts. Material costs change literally overnight. Every new job needs a different machine setup, and labor times, well, they can be all over the place. Trying to juggle all of that makes accurate pricing feel less like a science and more like a shot in the dark.
I'm willing to bet these pain points look pretty familiar. You know, the hours your team just burns through checking material prices. Or that awful, sinking feeling when you realize you guessed way too low on labor costs. And the inconsistency is a killer when two of your salespeople quote the same job differently. But you know what the absolute worst is? Pouring all this time and effort into a big job only to get to the end and find out you actually lost money on it. It's just not sustainable. So to fix this, we have to stop guessing and start building on a solid digital foundation.
Okay, so before you can price or produce anything accurately, you have to create a complete digital model of your factory. In some systems, like infab.cloud, which we're looking at today, this is called your resources. But I want you to think of it like you're mapping out the digital DNA of your entire operation. I really love this analogy of a digital orchestra. You're literally defining every single instrument, your CNC machines, your welders, all of it. You're defining every musician, your skilled operators and what they're capable of. You're even defining the sheet music, the specific operations they can perform. This digital DNA becomes the one single source of truth for all your costs and all your capabilities.
All right, this right here is probably the most crucial idea in this whole explainer. This is where the magic really happens. A smart system brilliantly separates two concepts that, in most businesses, are just chaotically tangled together. What it actually costs you to make something and the price you sell it for.
So check this out. The distinction here is so powerful. On the left, you've got the recipe, or recette, as it's called in the original system. Think of this as the blueprint. It's the hard fact. It costs what it costs, period. But then on the right, you have your pricing strategy. That's your rulebook. That's your playbook. This is where you decide your profit margins or how you apply special discounts for a great customer. One is fact, the other is strategy.
And this slide just lays out the workflow perfectly. It's so clean. Step 1. The recipe does the math and calculates the true hard cost based on your digital DNA. Step 2. Your pricing strategy automatically applies your business rules. And then, bam, a perfect price is generated. Just like that. This means your sales team can create quotes that are always profitable without having to be experts in production.
Okay, so the quote is out, the customer loves it, and they've given you the green light. It's time to actually make this thing. So let's move from the front office out to the production floor and see how this perfect blueprint actually meets the real world.
And this is where it gets really seamless. The system takes that exact same recipe used for the quote and instantly turns it into a step-by-step production plan. In this system, they're called MRLers, or production orders. This guarantees that what you quoted is exactly what you produce. There's no more disconnect between sales and the shop floor.
But look, we all know production is messy, right? It's dynamic, things change. And this is where a flexible system is a huge advantage. Unlike those old-school rigid systems that make you define every single detail perfectly up front, this approach is totally different. It is built for speed.
So the key here is that you can start production immediately with the blueprint you have and then add the finer details as the job moves along. You need to attach a specific CAM file for the CNC machine? No problem. You can add it directly to that one step. Need to add a photo or a work instruction for a tricky assembly? You attach it right there, exactly where the operator needs to see it. This gives your factory a massive boost in speed and agility.
Now, a great plan is totally useless if you don't have the materials to actually execute it. This is another area where a connected system just shines, because it links your production needs directly to your supply chain and your inventory.
This whole process is just so elegant because it all happens automatically. The moment an order is approved, the system checks the material list against your live inventory. If you're running low on a certain steel plate, a purchase request gets flagged before anyone on the floor even knows they need it. When the delivery arrives, you scan the materials in, and your digital stock is updated in real time. The main takeaway here is that you are eliminating bottlenecks before they can happen. The production line never has to stop because someone forgot to order a part.
Okay, now here's a classic manufacturing problem that this kind of system solves beautifully. Your recipe calls for a very specific size of material, but you can only buy it in a larger, standard size sheet from your supplier. So what happens to that leftover piece?
This is how the system intelligently handles it. Let's take that aluminum bar example. Your job needs 3 meters. Your supplier only sells it in 6-meter bars. Now, normally that leftover 3-meter piece might get lost or forgotten in a corner of the shop. But here, the moment you use that 6-meter bar for the job, the system consumes the 3 meters it needs, and then it automatically creates a brand new inventory item, a 3-meter leftover bar with its own stock code, ready and waiting.
And this is where it gets really smart. That leftover piece isn't waste anymore. It's an asset. It's an opportunity. The very next time you're quoting a job that needs a piece of aluminum that size, the system knows you already own it, and that allows you to price that new job much more aggressively, turning what used to be scrap into a real competitive advantage.
So, we've gone from the quote to the blueprint to the shop floor and all the way to managing leftovers. Let's just step back and look at the big picture. When you connect all these pieces, what does it really mean for your business?
Well, it all adds up to a complete transformation. It means your quotes are not only lightning fast, but they're surgically accurate. It means your shop floor can adapt on the fly without ever grinding to a halt. It means you stop wasting money on surprise material shortages or forgotten inventory. Really, what you're doing is gaining total visibility. You're moving from running a business as a series of disconnected steps to conducting a single, intelligent, and highly profitable system.
And that's really the question we want to leave you with. By embracing a truly data-driven approach where every single decision is informed by the digital DNA of your factory, you're not just making things more efficiently. You are building a smarter, more resilient, and ultimately a much more profitable business for the future.